dripping in orange and blue. 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 I'm dripping in orange and blue. Dripping in orange and blue. Dripping in orange and blue. Dripping in orange and blue.
Oh, yes, we are, people, dripping in that orange and blue as we get ready for what's going to be a very exciting night here in West Des Moines, Iowa. There we go. And so glad that you could join me tonight here on this edition of the Animal Football Insider, coming at you live from the confines of West Des Moines, Iowa, on a night in which, well, you know, for the Animal, he's very excited. He's very upbeat, and why not? With these guys behind me posting big major wins over the weekend, you can't help feeling but dripping in that orange and blue Florida Gator pride and true. That's the way we are, and that's the way we're going to roll here tonight on this edition of the Animal Football Insider. So glad you could join me tonight. We think we have a nice show in store for you coming up in just a little bit. Hopefully he's going to come on with us here. David Waters from Gators Breakdown, who knows all things about the Florida Gators, and we'll be talking about that here in just a few minutes. And waiting for him to come on, and of course we're talking about these boys right behind me. You know, they win big up in Mile High Stadium, and we'll be talking about that as well. So sit back, enjoy yourself, have a brewski or two, and excuse me, we're going to open the comment page here, and let's got some things you want to talk about. Please bring them to the table. I think we're going to have a fine show to talk about here tonight. Well, we've been talking about it day in and day out. The Florida Gators ready to make its run in 2020 for a shot at what could possibly be a national championship. I mean, make no mistake about it. You know, for Gator fans, they've been living through the coronavirus. They've been living through a lot of adversity, you might want to call it. And now for the Florida Gators, they finally hit the field on Saturday afternoon in Starkville, Mississippi, against the Rebels of Ole Miss, whose head coach, by the way, was Lane Kiffin. It's Lane Kiffin, I should say. The same coach that used to be the head coach of the Raiders, and I think some team called the USC Trojans. I'm not sure about that, but we'll have to talk about that. But anyways, 51-35 was the final score for the Florida Gators. They're 1-0 on the year, and they will get ready to take on the South Carolina Gamecocks Saturday night in Florida Field. A man that sees all, knows all, and one of the best at analyzing the Florida Gators is a man that I see a lot on YouTube. So happy that he's able to join me tonight. David Waters from Gators Breakdown. He's on YouTube a lot, 2-3 times a week, talking all things Florida Gators. And sir, as we join you here tonight, first of all, it is such a pleasure to have you on the show with me. And also, number two, isn't it great to be a Florida Gator?
It absolutely is. There's nothing like it. Thankfully, we get to talk some football finally. And heard you recapping the Ole Miss game there. Yeah, a good start for the Gators, and we'll see if they can keep that offensive onslaught going for 2 weeks in a row.
I tell you what, David, it was just an exciting, coming into the season, I really did not know what to expect about this team. And we're going to get into that in just a minute. But let's start from the beginning of the year. The Gators, they played in the bowl game. We saw Felipe Franks sitting there on the sidelines, and it's just heartbreaking. I mean, it was a good thing to see the Gators win, but God, it was so heartbreaking to see Felipe on the sidelines not being able to play.
Yeah, I mean, Felipe Franks was a good guy.
Fantastic.
Unfortunately, it couldn't work out for the best, and he goes down versus Kentucky, but he was a good teammate. I know the team really, really liked him. That was part of the reason he was starting over Kyle Trask, and that's not to say the team didn't like Kyle Trask or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to say. But, he had Felipe Franks went through all the all through the mess of playing under Jim McElwain and having to deal with all that. And then I think he earned a lot of respect from his teammates a little bit. So I think that had a little bit to do with Felipe Franks being the starter. He did everything you right off the field that you would want a student athlete, quarterback, football player for the University of Florida to do. So, yeah, it stunk seeing him go down last year, and Florida was in the fortunate situation to have a backup in Kyle Trask ready to go and take the reins and let the offense take off under him.
What was it? Was it more Felipe wanting to leave and give Kyle Trask the reins? I look at the situation. I think, why not come back for a fifth year? Why do you have a year available to you? Why not take it and play one more year? I don't get all that. Maybe you do, but I don't.
He wanted to play, so he knew Kyle Trask was the guy. I mean,
Okay.
the way the offense took off, the offense was better under Kyle Trask. So
It did.
Felipe Franks
It did.
didn't want to. Felipe Franks didn't want to be a backup. So
Yeah,
and you
no,
can't
that's
blame him.
true.
He's only got a short amount of time if he wants to try and make a move and for the NFL draft purposes. So he needed to go
Yeah.
somewhere he could. He needed to go somewhere he could play. He needed to go somewhere he could. Try and elevate his game somewhere, get a chance to play some more. His NFL chances are pretty slim. They were going to be pretty slim if all he was doing was sitting on the bench at Florida. So he needed to go somewhere to put some more tape out there, and Arkansas was the place for him to go.
Yeah, and I think that really was the best move for him to take, and he's starting his career. And here's one more thing about Kyle Trask that a lot of people don't remember is that 2 years ago, this kid had a broken leg 2 years ago. If am I right on that? Wasn't it like 2 years ago when he broke his leg
Yeah,
or
yeah.
his
I
ACL,
think
and
he
then 2 years ago?
yeah, something to do with his foot.
Yeah,
Remember the Florida Missouri game in 2018? Florida got blasted by Missouri in the swamp 2 years ago. And Felipe Franks was pulled in that game, and Kyle Trask come in the second half and
that's right.
looked competent in that game. So there was a week of practice leading up to the South Carolina game. Kyle Trask was hurt in practice, taking
That's
starting
right.
roles.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Kyle Trask
yeah.
was hurt, and it was Felipe Franks' job again. And that's when Felipe Franks kind of took off a little bit. So that's the story between those two. It will always be told. A lot of people
Yeah.
do wonder why Kyle Trask wasn't playing more. If the offense was as good as it has looked since he's taken over, why wasn't Kyle Trask the guy before? So that question will always be asked.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter now because I think in a
Nope.
lot of ways everything worked out for the best. Felipe hopefully will develop at Arkansas. In the meantime, this is Kyle Trask team, and boy, what a performance! 416 passing touch women, 416 yards. It's a career high for him. 6 passing touchdowns. What an awesome performance, and what great play by the offense in general. Kyle Pitts, 4 touchdowns on the day. The Kyle combination is going to be unstoppable. I get a feeling.
Yeah, and it really helps the whole offense. I mean, when you have a target like that, like Kyle Pitts, first of all, you can throw it just anywhere near him, and he's probably going to try his best and come down with it. If it's anywhere near him, there's a good chance he's coming down with the ball. And with
Yeah,
that kind of connection, it opens up the offense for the rest of the wide receivers. Kyle Pitts is going to demand a lot of attention, whether it be the best defender on that defense or whether it be the two best defenders on that defense to try and double team him. He's going to be the focal point of an opposing defense. And that's going to open up one-on-one for Trevon Grimes. That's going to open up one-on-one for Kadarius Toney. That's going to open up one-on-one for all these other wide receivers that Florida has. So, of course, it's only going to help this Gator offense. And Kyle Trask knows that. 11 different receivers called
yeah.
11 different players caught a ball last week. And a lot of that was because Kyle Pitts kind of just taking over and leaving it open for the other receivers to catch the ball as well. So definitely a good combination there. Kyle Trask has kind of picked up where he left off last year. Showed me a lot of things about ball placement, ball velocity that we didn't see last year. He has taken steps. How large of a step? That's what the rest of the season will tell us.
It begins Saturday afternoon down in the swamp. You know what I love to see the most about that game? a very healthy offensive line. David, when's the last time that we had a good set of healthy offensive linemen? I remember 3 years ago during the McElwain era, we only had 6 healthy bodies throughout the course of the year. How we got through that, I have no idea. And Dan Mullen has gone ahead and just done, Dan Mullen Company done an outstanding job doing this. It's just amazing.
Yeah, 2 years ago, Dan Mullen's first year, he caught a bit of a lucky break there. It was an experienced offensive line from Jim McElwain, and that group of 5 offensive linemen pretty much made it throughout the whole year without getting injured. You had Martez Ivy out there leading the charge on that. Brett Hagee was a young player back then. So, Florida had some good offensive linemen a couple years ago. They all stayed healthy. Jawan Taylor, who's playing for the Jaguars right now at right tackle. So, Florida's had some good talent there at offensive line. It started 2 years ago. They were able to stay healthy. That unit got better every game in 2018. Took a step back last year. A lot of returning pieces for this year. And look, they looked against Ole Miss, looked better than probably every game last year but the Virginia game in the Orange Bowl. Last week was the best performance of that group, and we'll see the growth of them too. I think they will be better, but once again, kind of like Kyle Trask and the whole offense, how good can they be? How big is the jump?
I was reading some comments by Hagee, how he's playing in the center guard position and how he's able to make the transition in those 2 areas. Quite a very talented guy when you look at him and the way he's playing, how far he's come, in his career at the University of Florida. David Waters of SEC Gators Breakdown joining me here tonight on the Animal Football Insider. Defense, that's another story in the game. Giving up over 600 yards during the course of the game, and everybody is panicking and all, but I saw you show the other night, and you were like, wait a minute, hold on here, boys. It's only game 1.
Yeah, you don't want to overreact to anything in week 1. That's for as good as the offense was and for as bad as the defense was. There's the old adage: it's never as good as it seems, and it's never as bad as it seems. So we'll see what direction that goes in for the defense. Of course, there were excuses. You were missing 4 guys out there: Jeremiah Moon, Brad Stewart, Sean Davis after he gets ejected. Kyrie Campbell didn't play either. So you were missing basically 4 starters along that on that defense. Some young guys, Rashad Torrance, a true freshman out there playing his very first football game. And it looked like it. He looked like a true freshman out there going against a Lane Kiffin offense. Donovan Steiner, for all the experience that he has at safety, made some bad mistakes once again. Just eyes in the backfield that didn't need to be, didn't get as deep as he needed to be. Look, there are times at the safety, your only job is to not let anybody get behind you, and he failed in that. So we'll see. Donovan Steiner, he's an up and down player, and I know. Look, if we're gonna laud players for the good that they do, we can also criticize for the bad things they do. That's the game of football. That's just how it happens. You're gonna have good, you're gonna have bad, and we're gonna talk about it either way.
Sure.
So we'll see. I think a lot of it is correctable issues. Some of it was lollygagging around. I think physicality a little bit. They got to be able to tackle better. Dan Mullen brought that up plenty of times. They've only tackled twice since the Orange Bowl last year in the 2 scrimmages that they had in fall camp. So part of it was just the nature of the beast with the way COVID was happening, and you don't know who you're going to have available. A lot of coaches are going to err on the side of caution, and we saw it not just at Florida. We saw it all around the country with defenses having trouble tackling. So, look, it was a point of emphasis this week in practice, and I expect a much better showing versus South Carolina.
Yeah, and I think seeing your points of reason, I think you make it. I think your point is well taken. That they've only tackled twice and have gone through all this COVID situation and stuff, and. Yeah, so, okay, I can see your point on that. Was the Sean Davis play, do you think that was a good call? I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing the helmet first. I'm not seeing the shoulder first. Now, I only saw one angle.
Yeah, for me, let me preface it with this. I think no matter who it could be Georgia out there playing. As much as I despise Georgia, get rid of the ejection call on targeting
Oh, I agree.
unless it is absolutely blatant and it's all forced with the crown of the helmet and you know it's a dirty hit. Okay, maybe I can accept some kind of ejection, but there are too many times where targeting it is a bang bang play or it's way too close to call that they can't just really overturn it because they called it targeting to begin with. Get rid of the ejection. These I mean, they're college
Well,
players out there.
at least make him sit out a quarter. You know,
Yeah, a quarter. Or they're
yeah, I mean, I don't think that the play was a blatant call, like you said. It's like the heat of the moment kind of deal. But
yeah.
I don't. I mean, I thought it was. I thought the call was fair. I
Yeah,
don't think.
by the letter of the law,
Yeah,
it probably was a fair call.
but it's just amazing to me that why the SEC passed it or college football passed this rule that if you get ejected, you have to sit out the rest of the game. So I think I think they need to do something about that. Let me ask you this, and I'm going to be asking a lot of people this throughout the course of the year. We talk about how you know how like when you have a change in coaching staff, you really long for this coach that you really want, and then it ends up you get with a less than the coach that you wanted. Okay, which is kind of what happened with the Dan Mullen situation. But as a couple of years have been gone by, you think Dan Mullen has finally been accepted by the fans and on saying this is the guy to lead us?
I think so. Of course, the first two seasons and winning double digit games. Absolutely, I think everybody is pretty much sold there. I can honestly say, and I got the podcast to prove it. Dan Mullen was my top choice when Jim McElwain was
Right.
fired.
I
I
remember.
said on the I said on the podcast, Dan Mullen's the guy I want.
And,
And he had too much experience in the SEC to overlook. He knew the expectation at Florida. I thought he was the perfect fit for Florida, and it's worked out so good. So now, look, it's the next step. You got to go beat Georgia. You got to go to Atlanta as the SEC East representatives and go challenge Alabama, LSU, Auburn, Texas A&M, whoever it may be in Atlanta. So the next step is now. The time is now to take that next step. Everybody, I think, is completely over the moon about what Dan Mullen has done in year one and year two. And I don't want to say if he doesn't beat Georgia in year three, no, he's not on the hot seat. He's not getting fired. No, that talk is way down the road. But the question starts creeping in. All right, well, when's it going to happen?
yeah.
If it doesn't happen this year, when's it going to happen? So I want to stress there's no hot seat talk if he doesn't beat Georgia or
Oh
anything
no,
like that.
no,
I mean,
no.
Dan Mullen can go 3-7 this year, and the hot seat talk would be ridiculous. So
Yeah.
it's just we're happy right now as a fan base. We're just ready for that next step as well.
Couple more questions, then we'll let you go. Gervon Dexter, the rookie, he played a great game on Saturday.
Yeah, I wanted to see more, honestly. I think he only played, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to remember. I know it was less than 20 plays. I think he only
Yeah.
played like 12 or 14 plays, and a
He
lot of that
didn't,
was,
no, he didn't play a lot, but
yeah.
the time that he was in, he made an impact.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, he played early. He had an impact early, and we barely saw him the rest of the game. So I don't necessarily get what happened there, why he wasn't on the field in the second half. From all I can gather, he's not injured. He wasn't hurt in the game either that I know of. So that's one I do kind of question why he wasn't out there more since we saw some success early. Heads up play by getting the interception off of a Brenton Cox tip. I know he made a tackle in the backfield as well when he just almost was at the handoff, I believe, on that play, but getting there in the backfield. So yeah, I'm really looking for and I think I asked Todd Grantham when we had him on the media session this week about Dexter's play and him getting more playing time, and he made it kind of hinted at that we might see some more Gervon Dexter out there.
You're on Twitter a lot. I see
Yep.
you all the time commenting and everything. So I think you probably know this guy called Ray UGA. Have you seen
Uh,
this?
unfortunately.
I mean, you look at all that. Is this guy for real or what? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. You know, is
I,
this
th-
guy for real? Or is he just a
I, I think he started out trying to be real and then find that he could have a persona that
yeah?
would kind of just light up Twitter a little bit, and then he took it to the extreme. And I blocked and muted it a long time ago. I just got tired of seeing it. I'm more
I
on
think it's
the.
funny. I
I
think
mean,
I
yeah,
I
I'm more on
get
the
your point.
serious. I'm more on the serious side of things. So and plus,
Yeah,
there was a lot of slamming Dead Mullen and slamming the University of Florida, and
yeah.
I didn't want to hear it. So
Get rid of it. Hey, listen, I know you got to go here in a few minutes. I want to give you time, plug your show, what you do, and all. And I noticed that you work at WJXT in Jacksonville. What do you do for them?
I started at WJT in 2006, right out of college, and worked my way up. Right now, I'm the commercial production manager, so I work with clients and shooting, editing local commercials for clients in town, and also, of course, doing the Gators Breakdown podcast there. That was a partnership. I had started Gators Breakdown on my own, just as a little side project in my free time. The podcast got pretty popular, and talked some to the higher ups there at the TV station, and they said, "Hey, you already work for us. We're in the media business. Let's get this thing together." So WJXT Channel 4, I've worked at, like I said, since 2006 now. So 14 years going on there. Great place to work, and have really helped me expose Gators Breakdown and all that stuff there. So a good place to work. Of course, I've been there that long, so it's a great place to work, and I couldn't thank them enough for helping me give a platform from Gators Breakdown to further expand it.
Well, and you do an awesome job. And just as a little side note for you here, I used to live up in a place called Trenton, Florida. I'm sure you heard of it. And live right there on the banks of the Swanee River and all. And I used to be able to turn into channels like WCJB, WJXT, and all that. So that's how I'm in West Des Moines, Iowa now, but true through and through Florida Gator tried and true, So
Yep.
so that's how I know all about it. So who does the who is the flagship station of the Gators, or is there one up there in Jacksonville?
For the TV side, there's not really a flagship, of course. I mean, you have, our competitors, Action News, and that's the CBS station that airs the CBS games. But there's not really a flagship TV station anymore, especially with the way the SEC network come along and has basically taken over all the rights for SEC football and stuff. There's not really a flagship station anymore. You used to have Sunshine Network that would show all the
Yeah,
Gator games and all that stuff.
are,
That's
are
since
they still
ESPN.
are they
No,
still
no,
doing that now? Doing the
no, no,
Sunday?
no. Since ESPN come along and did they bought, put it this way, if it's not on CBS, SEC Network is owned by ESPN. ESPN owns almost everything SEC except for the game that's on CBS.
Wow, I didn't know that. You know what? I wish I had more time to talk to you. I know that you're busy with things that you're doing. What nights are you on? Tell us what nights you're on YouTube.
Yeah, everybody can get Gators Breakdown on Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. So that's during the season. 3 episodes a week during the season. So Sunday to recap the previous day's game. Monday, we go even more in depth. Will Miles joins me every Monday, my co host of Gators Breakdown. He's been with me for a few years now. We go even more in depth on Monday nights, kind of taking a back look at previous Saturday's game and looking ahead a little bit on Sundays for this year now. I have Nick De La Torre for Gator Country and Graham Hall from the Gainesville Sun joining me every Sunday. So I usually
I
try and
love
get
football.
somebody. Yeah, yeah. I usually try and get somebody with me on during the season to help me break down those games on Sunday and then on Wednesday. So the Sunday, Monday, and then the Wednesday episode is a big preview episode coming up for the previous for the coming up opponents. So of course yesterday released the Florida South Carolina preview with my good friend Will Gunter, who works for a radio station up in Columbia, South Carolina. Got to tailgate and hang out with him last year at the Florida South Carolina game up in Columbia. So he always brings it. Real good Florida South Carolina preview episode out there right now. But that's every week, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday during the season. And when the season's over, we slow it down to one episode a week.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, you talk about tailgating. They're not allowed to tailgate. There's not going to be a Gator walk this year. There isn't even going to be a thing. I mean, I played a song at the beginning, "Dripping in Orange and Blue," for my intro. And you know how they say Gator bait, and now I'm hearing that they're not going to even do that in the stadium this year. I mean, things are changing. I don't get it. So
yeah, that's a whole different story that has nothing to do COVID related for Gator bait. So there's the story out there of that kind of a slavery term back in the day.
Right. I heard
that
is like how the fans upset by that?
There's a good contingent that are. So there's some see both sides of the story. But just like politics, there's one side and there's another side. So, you go with that, you go that way with it. But yeah, I'll be interested to see. I'll be in Gainesville Saturday, kind of just checking out the atmosphere with everything. Only 17,000 fans. The press box I'll be in is only 50% capacity right now, so that'll kind of change some things as well. So it'd be interesting to see a different style, different feel Gainesville for a football game day Saturday.
David, thank you so much for joining me. When you have time, I would love for you to come on and talk more Gator football and all. So thank you so much. I know you got to go, got things to do. You have a good night, man. God bless. And again, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Dave. David Waters of SEC Gators Breakdown joining me on this edition of the Animal Football Insider. Well, as we continue on with this, Gators would take on South Carolina Saturday night, Saturday afternoon, as David mentioned, 12 o'clock. ESPN is going to be televising the game, and it should be a very interesting ball game. It's going to be the return of Will Muschamp into Florida Field. As you well know, Muschamp used to be the head coach of the Florida Gators until he got dismissed, relieved of his duties, and then went on to South Carolina. He's doing some great things with that program, and hopefully someday he can get that program up and going. The chat room's open, people. You want to comment on things, please go ahead. It's open. Would love to hear from you and all. And we're also going to preview this weekend's games, what's going on. We got NFL football happening right now as the Jets are playing. And I don't have a score yet, but I did see quarterback Sam Darnold being walked into the tent, which is a little thing they have on the sidelines when a player gets injured. So we'll be monitoring that through the course of the game. But, yeah, what a great performance by the Florida Gators. And now they face the Gamecocks, South Carolina. Going to be interesting to see how well this offense responds to the game. As I'm got my Gator hat and all, I think it's time for me to switch things up. Because, baby, now it's time to talk the National Football League. And why not? Because some great things happened last Sunday afternoon as the Buccaneers took on the Denver Broncos in Mile High Stadium in a game that was just wow. I mean, what can you say about this team? They played a heck of a ball game and came out on top. And for Tom Brady, I mean, the man looked just fantastic. And Brady on the day, 25 of 38 for 297 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions on the day. I mean, the man played great. Running game was, still has some work to do. 25 carries for 68 yards, but all in all, I mean, it was a fantastic game for the Bucks. And what I liked about the game was consistency. You know, excuse me, and yeah, I mean, it was just it was just not amazing, but just outstanding to see how well this team played in the 31-17 win over the Denver Broncos. Um, I mean, they never relinquished the lead at all. They had the lead the entire game. In fact, for the Buccaneers, if you stop and think about it, in the first half of the 6 drives that they had, 3 of them were touchdowns, and one of them was a punt. Okay, so one, two, three, yeah, three touchdowns and 1 field goal out of 6 possessions. And the only reason why we say six because on 6-1 they had retrieved the ball with like 14 seconds left to go in the first half, but it enabled the Buccaneers to go in to have a halftime. So that's why the numbers are that. They didn't score in the second half, but why? But why need be? Um, the defense took over and they played like gangbusters. In fact, they played so well that several awards were given to the team, including Antoine Winfield, who got Defensive Player Rookie of the Month. Um, Levante David got Defensive Player of the Week. Let's see here if I can see what else he did. Levante David got defensive. He got NFC Defensive Player of the Month. Antoine Winfield got Defensive Rookie of the Month as well. And I mean, when you see what Todd Bowles is doing with this defense, it's like they just keep getting better and better and better as each game goes along. And not only is it making this defense better, but it's upping Bowles' resume. I mean, I am very, very surprised to see how well Todd Bowles is doing with this defense. In fact, on the day for this defense, let's see. Jamel Dean had 8 tackles on the day. Devin and White 7 tackles on the day. What a great job he's doing. Let's see here. I'm going to go over some defensive stats here. Okay, as we take a look. They held the Broncos. The defense held the Broncos passing to 184 yards in the air, 42 yards rushing. I mean, when you're doing things like that, I mean that's pretty darn good, people. The Bucs were 3 of 4 in the red. They were 3 of 4 in the red zone. Let's see here. Penalties. Bucs had nine penalties on the game. Some things that the team needs to work on. But overall, when you are able to limit a team like that to under 300 yards in a game, you're doing something right. And for this team, hopefully when they take on the San Diego Chargers this coming Sunday afternoon, Vince, hopefully you'll continue to see how well this team is playing. Now the game is going to be at Raymond James Stadium. There's going to be a limited number capacity. We don't know how many there's going to be, but right now they have it at let's see here. I think like 18,000 fans to fill the stadium. Vince, so hopefully you'll so making sure that everything's set up. And I apologize for the visual that you're seeing right now. Got some feed issues here tonight, but hopefully they're going to be improving here in the next few weeks Let me upgrading my internet, so hopefully you can see me better. So I apologize for that, but still, always good to have fun. Always good to talk football, especially playing the SEC, if not the National Football League. As speaking of National Football League, the Broncos, who the Bucs played, um, they they're taking on the New York Jets right now, and Jerry Jeudy, a rookie from Alabama, who just got a nice play from a Jet defender. They're going to take the lead 10-7. That's on Thursday Night Football on the NFL Network. Oh, and then, speaking of Tampa Bay and all, how about congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning and the great effort that they put on? I mean, did they do a great job or what? And for Steven Stamkos, there's not one play you can be happy for, and it's just so amazing to see how they did. So that's what's going on there. Please post comments. Would love to get some reaction from you guys. See what's going on. Chat is kind of empty here, but hey, what are you gonna do? So as we fumble through, and I'm taking a look at something here real quick, because as I was fixing to come on, I got notified of something that was very important here. And that is the fact that on week 5, the Bears are going to be taking on the Buccaneers at Soldier Field. Now, that is going to be a Thursday night game that we're going to see on the NFL Network. Okay? So, of course, my show is on Thursday night, so we may have to either do a Tuesday show or maybe do a live stream with me commenting as the game is going on. I mean, and if you want to comment on that, by all means, please do. And give me your take on that, see what you like to do, and post some comments as well. But yeah, this Sunday, the Buccaneers are going to be taking on the San Diego Chargers, and my good friend Vince Gerasi. We're going to be watching it together at a place we call Buffalo Wild Wings. And he is Vince is one of these kind of guys. He thinks, he has it in his mind that the Chargers are going to defeat my Buccaneers. I mean, really? Seriously? Come on, I mean, just go over the injury report. Just go over the injury report that we have here. In fact, I'm going to share screen this and let y'all see this. Bonnie K, she's in the house. So good to see you, my friend. So I'm going to do this right here, and I'm going to share this right here. This is the injury report that the Buccaneers have, and as you take a look at it, let's see here. I'm going to see if I can open up. Let's see if I can't do this. I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to open this up for you. Can I do this? Actually, I'm going to do this. Let's see if I can't do this. No, I don't want to remove myself. So, so this is the injury report. This is the injury report that you're seeing right now. Leonard Fournette has an ankle injury. Has not practiced for the last 2 days. Chris Godwin, he has a hamstring injury, and he's not going to play this weekend. Scotty Miller, who has a hip injury, he's doubtful if he's going to play. Sean Murphy-Bunting, they're going to take a wait-and-see approach on him with a groin injury. Jason Pierre-Paul, as you see, did not practice on Thursday. I think he'll be a game-time decision. But look at the San Diego Chargers. Look at how many players they had on their injury report. Joey Bosa is limiting in practice right now. Brian Beluga did not practice the last 2 days. Tyrod Taylor, the quarterback, has chest injury. He didn't play. He's not playing at all. Wide receiver Mike Williams, he has a hamstring injury. Hasn't practiced the last 2 days. So now, when you look at all those injuries, people would probably are thinking to themselves, wow, you know, hopefully hopefully the Chargers can even begin to fill a team on Sunday. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out during the course of the season. I love the football. I love the football sign, Bonnie. Um, and as I went through, and now as we went through this, I'd like to take you all through what's going to be happening this weekend around college football. Of course, it's not in college football tonight because baseball going on. So we're going to take a look around and let's see here this weekend's games. Let's see here. Friday night, a couple of weak teams. BYU taking on Louisiana Tech on ESPN2. Saturday, we said South Carolina, Florida. We've been talking with the Gators like crazy. Tennessee will be at Missouri. I'm going to tell you what. Tennessee played a heck of a game last Saturday night. And I'm not a Tennessee Volunteer fan. I don't like them at all. True blue Florida Gator. But if you look at that game honestly, let's keep one thing in mind. The Gators play, and I wish I'd asked David Waters this question about playing a 10-game SEC team season, okay? But the Gators wrap up the regular season against Tennessee. And I'm wondering that might not be the game of the year, okay? Now, the rivalry used to be, the rivalry just used to be so outstanding. But yes, thank you, Bonnie. Thank you. Hey, Animal, happy Thursday. Great to see you. Bonnie, always a pleasure to see you, my dear. So, as we take a look at that, other games, Alabama against Texas A&M, South Florida will be playing at Cincinnati. Ole Miss will be playing at Kentucky. Jacksonville State will be playing against Florida State. Wow, Florida State took it on the chin against Miami. Miami put a butt whooping on them like you wouldn't believe. Georgia's going to be at Auburn. Iowa State. This is going to be a Saturday night game. I did not know this. Oklahoma will be playing at Iowa State Saturday night, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central on ABC. That's going to be a very interesting game. Clemson and Virginia, and that's what's going on with college football. National Football League, as far as games that's going on there. Let's see. Denver. We talk about the Denver game. Chicago will be at Indianapolis. Cincinnati home against Jacksonville. Dallas at home against Cleveland. New York will be against New Orleans will be at Detroit. Miami be at home against Seattle. We said the Chargers will be against Miami. Other games that are pretty important, Philadelphia be at San Francisco. That's a Sunday night game. Now, Pittsburgh was going to be playing Tennessee. That was a game that was supposed to take place this weekend. That is not going to happen because the Tennessee Titans have undergone a multiple positive ratings of the COVID-19. So that game's going to be postponed down the road now. What happens with the Steelers and all that? Sorry for that, folks. What happens with that down the road, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But for now, it doesn't look like this game is going to be postponed to later on during the season. So that's what's going to be happening this weekend. Now, as as we go through games and all, be nice to take a look at what's going on with stats and all. This early in the season was like we're going into week 3 now, week 4 in the National Football League. Devin White, the Buccaneers, he's in a 4-way tie for first place with total tackles of 33. Let's see here. Other Buccaneers in leadership categories, we don't see any here as far as the top 5 go. But but to see that with Devin White, I think that's pretty darn impressive to see how well he's playing. So what? Late to the party? Yes, you are late to the party, Vince. I am shocked and appalled, my friend. But you know what? Better late than never, because we were talking about the San Diego Chargers, and that game that they're going to take place on Sunday. As a matter of fact, Vince, since you're just coming on, I'm going to share this with you because you need to see. Vince and I are good friends, and what's going to happen here is that this weekend he and I are going to meet up at Buffalo Wild Wings. Okay, so I just want Vince to see this here. Okay, this is the injury report that has come out. Okay, see if you can't widescreen. Let's see if we can't widescreen that. Okay, don't think I can. I think that's as far as I can go with it. But you take a look at the San Diego Chargers and see what they're doing. I mean, look at that injury report. Let me try and focus it in for you a little bit, my friend, just so you understand. Like Joey Bosa has a injury. Brian Bulaga has an injury. By the way, Bulaga used to play with the Green Bay Packers and Brett Favre. He's been one hell of an offensive tackle. I mean, the man is really a beast. Rayshon Jenkins has a groin injury, limited practice there. Tyree St. Louis, he has a concussion, though he came better, so that's great. Mike Williams, the wide receiver, he has a hamstring injury, has not practiced for the last 2 days. So, if you compare what's going on with the injury report between Chargers, Bucs, I mean, you guys are pretty much damaged goods right now, I love having. I just love having fun with Vince, So that's what's going on there. But yes, Vince and I, we're going to be meeting up Sunday at Buffalo Wild Wings to watch a game together, and the loser has to buy the winner drinks or something like that. So, and let's see here. So I'm doing something here. So like to see what's going on with my phone about different things going on with Twitter and stuff. Now, as we said, next week, the Buccaneers are going to be playing against the Bears 1 week from tonight. So they'll be coming off a short week. Now, because of that, I'm thinking about doing one of two things, and I want to get you guys' opinion here. Should I do a Tuesday edition of the Animal Football Insider, talking about the Gators and the Bucs games and looking forward to the Chicago game? Or should I do a Facebook live stream with commentary as the game is actually happening? Now, that's something that I'm seriously thinking about doing, but, I don't know if I'd be allowed to do that, but, why not? Go ahead, do it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go Chargers. Yeah, that's what they all say. Go Chargers. Yeah, We'll see what that happens. By the way, you're watching us on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, and we're so very happy to have you here. In fact, what I should do? I should get on Twitter real quick. I'm going to stop this here because I don't need this to be crying anymore in this beer. So I want to take a look at this, and I want to see if people are watching me on Twitter and Periscope. Woohoo! So I'm on there as well. And as far as Darnell, what's his name? The quarterback for the Jets. Somebody help me. I just had it here, Do Tuesday night? Ronnie says I should do Tuesday night. Well, we got nothing going on, so we got nothing. So we got nothing going on Tuesday. And by the way, after that, let's see here. And after that, let's see here. Today's the first. We're going to do that. Yeah. After that broadcast, Football Insider is going to be taken off for a couple weeks. Got a little vacation time that I haven't been able to take in a while, so we're going to be doing that and taking some time off here. And So that's my plan. So yeah, you know what? We just made you a Tuesday night show. Go ahead with that. Skip Thursday, watch the game. Maybe go to Buffalo Wild Wings and watch your game. Oh my, Sam Darnold now is back in the game at quarterback. So that might not have been a separated shoulder or broken collarbone as was being reported on Twitter here a few minutes ago. Makes a nice run and he almost scampers for the first down playing against the Broncos. I like Sam Darnold. I like the way the man. I like the way he plays. For Darnold, he doesn't have the supporting cast around him that he needs to have to be a very effective quarterback. And for these guys, it's so hard right now with COVID-19 and everything. It's just making it hard for these guys to play ball. So that's what's going on with that situation as well. So and by the way, there's some other football news that is going on. Fox, there's a report that I saw today. Don't know if it's confirmed or not, but there's indications that Fox is ready to take hold of the NFL football contract next year, which would be a great thing because they could capture Thursday night football, do Monday night football as well. Although I do like Monday Night Football on ESPN. Now, whether that happens or not is anybody's guess. Now, what becomes interesting, if that does happen, does that mean that DirecTV still will become the provider for the NFL Sunday Ticket? What I'm hearing about that is that DirecTV is ready to drop it. There are also a lot of people who are unhappy, like myself, who are not able to get the NFL Sunday Ticket. Okay. People who like myself who live in West Des Moines, Iowa, I can't go to a lot of games, So my only alternative is go to a sports bar and watch the games. But with COVID-19 and everything, it makes it hard to do that. And why the NFL has not been able to come up with a solution and let these fans watch these games, it's beyond me. Okay. Here, like for example, when you have a Sunday game, okay, we had the Bucs and the Broncos on Fox. Then we had Dallas taking on whoever Dallas played on Sunday, and that was a nice thing to see. Seattle beat Dallas in that game. I was very happy with that. Do not like Dallas. Then you had the game on CBS. Now, because of the structures and way it's set up, if Fox has a doubleheader, CBS can only show one game. Okay, which limits other people's ability to watch the 4:00 games. And what troubles me is that the NFL is not letting these other teams be able to. What troubles me is fans being left out in the cold and not being able to have access to watch these other games. And I think, the NFL hopefully is starting to look at this. We're always seeing it with this. Report out about Fox taking over the NFL broadcast. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Oh, Jet Player just went out for a pass and had a serious leg injury. Excuse me, either looks like a hamstring injury or ACL. Ooh, that is not good at all. I want to go through Twitter here and see anything that sports related that is going on. Let's see here. And of course, with at where the Jets are playing, they're playing on AstroTurf, and there's been a lot of talk about that too. There's been a lot of talk about the AstroTurf, and a lot of people are very upset. You know, they don't like the AstroTurf. They have more injuries on AstroTurf than they do on regular fields, so it's become a problem. So this is going to be interesting to see how they handle that situation, the COVID-19 deal, even the game that got canceled here this week. So it's going to be quite an interesting couple of months here. Let's see here. Update on Sam Darnold here. Sam Darnold. Let's see here. Nothing about the injury, just a couple of notes or two. Well, Ben says, I agree. Chargers get no respect from the TV gods. Well, who would? They're the Chargers, dude. Come on, you know? I love it. I love giving Vince a hard time, you know? No, but it's not just, it's not, you're talking about national TV coverage. I get all that. And you're right. You know, they hardly get, the Chargers hardly do get the coverage that they so deserve, you know? It used to be that every team around the NFL got at least one game on national TV. You know, oh Vince, I am not going to even post that comment. I am shocked and appalled you would say something like that to me. Anyhow, we're going to be at Buffalo Wild Wings on Sunday watching the game, and it should be a good time, no doubt about it. Can I delete this comment? Should I show it? What do you think, people? Do you think I should show this comment? You know? I mean, let's see here. Let's see what I can do here because, you know, we've had a good time here. And I hope you guys have had a good time as well and liked what you're hearing. I want you all to please keep watching on Facebook, and we'll let you know what. Oh boy, sorry about that. Just getting something up here. Apologize for that, but yeah, we'll let you know what we're gonna do. God, look at that face, man. I don't know if I like you better. I don't know if I like you better with the beard. You know. Yeah, you could. Yeah. You could get worse with the comments. I understand that, but see, you being the fine young gentleman that you are, you know, I'm sure you're not going to. So. Anyhow, thank you all for putting up with me for the past hour. Thank you to David Waters for joining me here tonight. I had a great time with this. Hopefully we can get David back on another time. Next week, we'll hope to have another person join me. We'll let you know what happens with that. And then after that, and let me let you know, let me tell you what's going on here. Tuesday, more than likely we'll do a Gator Football Insider show. After that, Insider's going to take off for a couple of weeks, and part of that I think actually could play very well because I want to look at something here. Because I'm trying to figure out the Bucs play at the Bears, then they come home to Packers, the Raiders, Giants. Where is the bye? This is, unless I'm delusional here. Oh, wow. Okay. This is something that I did not know here about the Buccaneers. They play. Let me tell you what the Bucs do here. Okay. Right now the Sunday will be game 4. They're gonna go game 5, game 6, game 7, 8, 9. They're gonna play the first 10 weeks of the season. Then they're gonna be off on the. Oh wait a minute. No, they're not. Wait a minute. Whoa. Oh. Wow. I'm sorry. Let me go back here real quick. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're going to play the first 12 weeks of the season before they have a bye in week number 13. Okay? And you know who they play in week 12? They're going to play at home against the Kansas City Chiefs, which would be a 425 game. I did not know that. I really did not know that. Jimmy Baconator Pratt joins me here, and Jimmy, your timing couldn't be any more perfect because I was just talking about you here. We're talking about the scheduling for the Buccaneers. Insider's going to be on next Tuesday because the Bucs play on Thursday. They're taking off a couple weeks for vacation. So I'm going through the schedule. Come to find out that the Bucs have like the first 12 weeks before they ever have a bye. The last game they're going to play is going to be against your Kansas City Chiefs, and that will be at home at Raymond James Stadium for a 4:25 kickoff. That game will be on CBS, no question about it. So, talk about a struggle. Talk about a fierce schedule. Go 12 weeks before they play their first game. That's going to be very interesting to see what happens. So, wow, I did not know that they play the first 12 weeks of the regular season. So that's going to be interesting as well. Jimmy, Vince, Bonnie, you all, thank you so much for joining me here tonight. Love you all. Please stay safe. Check out Facebook. We'll announce what we're going to do. More than likely, we'll do a Tuesday show. We will review everything that happened in the National Football League. We'll talk about the Florida Gators and hopefully another win over another SEC opponent, the South Carolina Gamecocks. Bring you up to speed on everything that's happening around sports and that and other. Thank you all for joining me tonight. And as I start to leave you here, hang on here just a second. As I start to leave you here, make sure I got this up and running. You all have a great night, and God bless. As I always like to say, if you're not a Gator, you're prone to be, as I always like to say here, sorry about that, that if you're not a Gator, you're prone to be Gator bait. You all have a great night. God bless. And as I always like to say, it's always great to be a Florida Gator. Good night, everybody, and God bless. My thanks to David Waters of SEC Breakdown. Thank you for joining me back on Tuesday for another great show. And it's always great to be dripping in orange and blue. Good night, everybody.
dripping in orange and blue. 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 I'm dripping in orange and blue. Dripping in orange and blue. Dripping in orange and blue. I'm dripping in orange and blue. Watch yourself, we trip. Keep the shoes tied, I ain't tripping. Heard it for one, let's get it. No punting, we don't really like to kick it.
Good night, everybody.
Look at me, whole lot of gator when you look at me, whole lot of flavor when you look at me, and being here a little 100,000. Walk on the field like they treat us important. Ain't no Nike, we switch up the Jordan.